Hey, what's up with it? We're back again. This time doing another album review of a rapper you guys might not be familiar with, but you should tap in. So this one's coming from Jonah Cruz, who is an underground Atlanta artist, and he just dropped this project called Black Mecca Music. It dropped maybe earlier in the year, like January 9th or something like that. So the project itself feels like just like a natural evolution for a rapper who's always prioritized the substance over the shortcuts. I'm just going to say it, the shortcuts. We know what the shortcuts is. We won't get into it. That's the next video. So here's a breakdown of why Black Mecca music is essential and is essential for, everything that's going on right now. It's essential. I'm just gonna say that. So I want to paint the sonic landscape here as like a southerner soul. It has a knack for picking production that it breathes. You feel me? And on this project, he doubles down on like kind of the red clay aesthetic, I'll say. And, the album's drenched in like very soulful, organic, like instrumentation and production that evokes like a kind of like a golden era Dungeon Family, if you will, type feel. And it's really solid all throughout. He come on with the lyrics that he never really slept on. I'm taking it back all the way to Baby Boy. And if you ever heard that track, it's the same artist here. Tracks like Piedmont Park Pimpin', Decatur Gospel, they're not just titles, try to look at them as like an auditory environment type thing, a sonic landscape again. So you can almost feel the humidity and, imagery is really important when you have something like this, when you're setting a landscape here. Imagery is extremely important. That's what he's doing with this. The production leans very heavily into the warm bass lines, crisp percussions, really giving Cruz the layout and just a blank canvas to kind of do what he does. And, he has that like kind of like rhythmic delivery to go with it. So I want to go back to Decatur Gospel real quick. So Decatur Gospel, you find yourself with a like kind of like a spiritual center just in Atlanta. You feel me? So, Cruz navigates the complexities of like, the neighborhood politics and everything like that, survival and, everything that anybody who's been to Decatur knows what Decatur is. Another one of my standout tracks is Nappy Fade. It's nostalgic, it's high energy, it's like, celebrating that Black identity in a sense. You feel me? So I really love that track. It's probably my favorite, honestly. Matter of fact, you'll see what I'm talking about. Check this out.
Big gold chains, no hat. I'm trying to show the braids. Yeah. Feel like I must be God favorite. Let me give him praise. Right. Stomping out my competition like I'm Kurt Franklin. Yeah. To God be the glory. Got a chance to feed my family out for telling these stories. 17 with a setup in my closet recording. Sleeping in the booth and headed straight to work in the morning. Schooling niggas with this game, they barely passing their courses. We was really outside, they couldn't leave from their porches. Now we speeding in Porsches. I don't do the swine, my brother, please don't pass me no port. Oxtail with the rice, I'm up in Brooklyn, New York. Cool grade sixes. If I wasn't rapping, I'd be breaking these bitches. Heavy on my Mac and I don't hang with these niggas. Keenan Wayne, so down dirty, shame on these niggas. Bitch, I'm up now. Players worldwide, still winning, still tipping on foes with the windows. Tennis ship the whips to Miami, y'all mine.
You feel me? So that's kind of how Jonah's coming on this one. So, you got that one. You got Candy Coated Dreams. It's more of a smoother, melodic, type feel. And it really highlights Cruz's ability to, put in that vibe type things. I really appreciate that one too. I love the interludes. It's very important. And what sets Jonah apart, which I think is important to note, is that he's very grounded in who he is. He's not trying to rap about a lifestyle he don't have or anything like that. He just is giving it to you just how he's giving it to you. And he's rapping. He's rapping. I don't know if this is the necessarily approach that he was thinking, but when I was listening to it, I think like he's rapping like an ordinary guy, I will say. And it might be his callback to his earlier work and striving for something extraordinary now. You feel me? Again, it's kind of like he's not rapping about a life that he don't live. He's everyday like me and you. The pen is a little sharper than mine. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not with the bars, maybe with the reviews, but not with the bars. But the pen is sharp. He's tackling everything from cultural heritage and like exploring what it means to be a black man in the Black Mecca. You feel me? And in a city that is rapidly gentrifying, you have a rapper that's not going against that. I appreciate that. I appreciate the groundedness that he finds himself, the perseverance, the grind of the independent artist that he's still giving you. It's the weight of the legacy, if you will. So, he really does a good job of painting the community in a way where he highlights the beauty of, again, this Black Mecca. So you definitely want to stay on track there because you constantly are listening to the album thing of Black Mecca, like the imagery makes more sense. You feel me? So all in all, it's a really solid project. It's quick. You throw this on about 30 minutes. It's done. And matter of fact, I'm gonna play some more tracks for you. I'll play another track at the end so we can, you know, end with that. But definitely pick it up or go listen to it. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all that stuff, man. But Jonah Cruz, salute. This is a great project. And it kind of took me by surprise, I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't know it was coming, but here it is. And, kicking off the 2026 Black Mecca music. Go pick that up. Until next time, we out.